Hey guys, so today we're going to be building my media center PC. So if you watched my last PC video, I hinted that I was building a media PC. So I finally acquired all my parts, and here they all are. So I'm using the Silverstone GD09 media center PC case. So this accepts a full-size disk drive. So I may put a Blu-ray player in there at the moment. We'll see how we go. For the meantime, I'll just have nothing in there, but if I need to play Blu-rays, I will, but being a PC, probably just stream them and stuff like that. Then for RAM, I'm actually not using this. In my PC at the moment, I've got skillz 16 gig kit, but it's orange, and the rest of my PC is black, so I'm going to swap it out for this Vengeance black RAM, and then put the orange skillz Aries RAM in my media PC. Then for the operating system and games, I've got a 500 gig Samsung drive, so that'll go well. And then for just other storage and stuff like that, I've got a Seagate Barracuda 7200 RPM 3 terabyte hard drive. And for the motherboard, I've got the H81i Plus from Asus, it's a mini ITX. Pretty basic, just got a few SATA 6 gig ports. It's got a HDMI, I think DVI, stuff like that. It's pretty basic, but you know, it's not a full gaming rig. It will play games, but not full hardcore. But I mean, you know, the graphics card pretty much does all the work these days, so you don't really need a savage motherboard. I'm not going to overclock. So now for CPU, this is actually, again, it's not a 4790K, I've just got the box. This is actually my old CPU, which is a 4771, so 4771 i7, so it's I think it's about a 3, just read it on there, so 3.5 gigahertz i7 quad core, and then I think it turbos to about 3.9 or something like that. So I'll be using the standard Intel fan for now, and I'll see how it'll go. Otherwise, I'll get the Noctua low profile. I think it's the NH9L9 or something like that. Low profile fan. They're supposed to be really good. So, but I'll see how it goes first, rather than buying a fan straight out. Then for the power supply, I went with a 550 watt modular. It's a gold rated power supply from Corsair. So this should be more than enough, especially if I get a 10 series graphics card later on. It's going to be plenty, because they're actually more power efficient than the older ones. But for now, I'll be using my old graphics card, which is a Asus Radeon R9270 or R9720, something like that. I think it's 9270. So yeah, without further ado, I'll unbox everything and I'll start building it and show you guys. Okay, so now we're having a bit of a look inside the actual case. So I've unboxed it, as you can see, pulled off the top cover panel, pulled out the hard drive / optical drive tray. I'm assuming, I haven't actually read the instructions yet, but I'm assuming that's what that's for. And then the support bar. So the case itself is actually built pretty nicely. I like how they've kept it like an open frame design. There's no riveted in, you know, this isn't riveted in or anything. You can remove it all, which is pretty cool. Now I will have to go and get some fans soon. I'm just going to mount everything first and just sort of see how it all works, because you can mount one fan here, obviously, because that's taken up by the power supply, and then two 120s on there, and then two 80 mils. So because this is going to go into a theatre cabinet, I may possibly drill a hole in the back and then have an exhaust fan running off like a Molex plug sticking out the back of this, for an exhaust fan for the actual cabinet. But otherwise, I'd rather sort of vent them, have the exhaust coming out the side, because there's a large gap beside this, either side, but the back is kind of all enclosed, so I'd rather have it sort of exhausting out the side if I can. But I'm just going to build it up first and see what's going to work best. Obviously, having those two little 80 mils is best as exhaust, so then you have all three as intakes, and it's a pressurized system, which is what the manual kind of says to do. So I'll probably end up doing that, and then yeah, like just running an external exhaust fan in the cabinet to keep things nice and cool, but we'll see how we go. So we'll unbox it all now and mount all the motherboard and power supply and wire it all up, and I won't bore you too much with that, so I'll just show you the end result in a second. Okay, so it's all assembled now. Just have to install Windows and all the drivers, and then it's ready for a test. So I went ahead and bought a Blu-ray drive. It will just play normal Blu-rays, it won't play ultra high definition because no player for a PC can currently play it, and the codecs in the CPU and stuff, apparently you can't play it, so you need to get a Kaby Lake CPU, which I find pretty stupid. So I don't think I'll be actually playing ultra high definition anyway. Most likely just stream it, Netflix and stuff like that, so see how we go. I don't really want to buy a Blu-ray player just to play ultra high definition Blu-rays, so hopefully someone comes around and hacks it a little bit so we can all play ultra high definition, because you know, the disk drive itself and all that sort of stuff can do it. The video card cannot, this one currently, because it doesn't have the correct HDMI port, but with an upgrade of video card, hopefully I can play it in time to come. So the hard drive just mounts under there like that. See the connections just there. We've got the graphics card, the R9270 from Asus. Relatively old graphics card now, but should still play a few games. Then I've upgraded all the fans to Fractal Design R3 silent fans, so I've got an intake here, 2 intakes there, and then 2 80mm exhausts. Then I've also got the power supply itself, intaking air from inside the case, which will work as an exhaust for this area. So this kind of area will have intake, graphics card blowing out, exhausting, and then the CPU will have a nice cool area of the motherboard and stuff, and over the hard drives, and then exhausting at the back. So that's kind of how it will work. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a really nice case to build in. I like the idea of the hard drive and optical drive here. You just undo these 4 screws, and the hard drive and optical drive is kind of all in one unit. It's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to build in. So I highly recommend this one. And graphics card options, I mean, you pretty much, you can put whatever card you want in here. There's ample room. You're not really hindered by anything, from what I can sort of see, you know, at the moment. I'm pretty sure any card will fit, and you've got plenty of room if you go with a ITX motherboard. You've got heaps of air room here, so should be good. So I'll install Windows and stuff, guys, and you'll see another video of this at a later date when I have everything installed. Now, because I went with a mini ITX motherboard, it only has the CPU header and then another fan header, and obviously I'm running that amount of fans. That's not possible, so I've gone with this NZXT fan hub, which goes via Molex, and then you can output 6 fans in there, and then you plug it into USB on your motherboard, and you can control all your fans on the computer with their program. So that's how I've went around that, and that's about it, guys. So thank you for watching, and more to come, so stay tuned and subscribe. Cheers, see ya.